Welcome to Utter Mind, the introvert's guide to thriving in a world that loves extroverts. The world we live in today is often geared towards extroverted individuals. From the way we structure our workplaces to the way we socialize, it can be difficult for introverts to navigate and thrive in such an environment. However, it is important to remember that introversion is not a weakness, but a unique strength. By understanding and embracing our introverted nature, we can not only survive, but thrive in a world that values extroversion. First, it is important to understand the difference between introversion and extroversion. Introverts are individuals who gain energy and recharge through solitude, while extroverts gain energy and recharge through social interaction. This does not mean that introverts are shy or socially awkward, but rather that they have a different way of processing and responding to the world around them. One of the biggest challenges introverts face in a world that values extroversion is the pressure to be constantly social and outgoing. However, it is important to remember that there is nothing wrong with needing time alone to recharge. In fact, many successful and accomplished individuals, such as J.K. Rowling, Bill Gates, and Barack Obama, are introverts. It is important to set boundaries and make time for solitude, whether it be through daily meditation practice, a hobby, or simply taking a walk alone. In addition, introverts often have a unique perspective and way of thinking that can be valuable in the workplace. Many introverts are deep thinkers and possess strong analytical skills, making them valuable assets in fields such as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Furthermore, introverts tend to be good listeners and often excel in roles that involve one-on-one interactions, such as counseling or therapy. However, it can be difficult for introverts to advocate for themselves and their needs in a workplace that values extroversion. It is important for introverts to find ways to communicate their strengths and needs in a way that is understood and valued by their colleagues and managers. This may involve finding a mentor or advocate who can speak on their behalf, or learning to communicate in a way that highlights their unique strengths and contributions. Another challenge for introverts is networking and socializing in a professional setting. This can be especially difficult for introverts who may not feel comfortable in large, noisy gatherings or who may struggle with small talk. However, it is important for introverts to remember that networking does not have to be a traditional extroverted activity. There are many ways for introverts to build connections, such as through one-on-one meetings, online networking, or by joining a professional organization that aligns with their interests. In addition, it is important for introverts to remember that they are not alone in their struggles. There are many resources and communities available for introverts, such as online forums and support groups, that can provide support, advice, and validation. In conclusion, being an introvert in a world that values extroversion can be challenging, but it is important to remember that introversion is not a weakness, but a unique strength. By understanding and embracing our introverted nature, we can not only survive, but thrive in a world that values extroversion. It is important to set boundaries and make time for solitude, communicate our strengths and needs in a way that is understood and valued, and find alternative ways of networking and socializing. Remember that you are not alone in your struggles, and there are many resources and communities available to support you. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel Utter Mind.